Hi, Judith Reidy here at the Creative Zone, and I'm so happy to be back in the saddle, so to speak. I have been doing so many different things, and I'm going to be sharing with you all the activities and all the painting and all the exploration that I have been working on. I basically have had two projects, major. One project has been my Veterans Project, which you've seen a little bit of. But then I also have a plein air event, and a member in my family, in addition, has some issues, and it's been taking care of that as well, which we all have in our life. So, but I'm back, and in the beginning of this month, I was involved in a plein air event in Cedarburg, Wisconsin. It's the largest event in the state, and it's a gala. I love it. I see all my friends, and I paint, and I get to stay with family, friends, and it's just an absolute delight. And so I'm going to share with you some of the paintings that I created. Not all of them, but the four that I did end up having the freedom to submit. So, and I'll explain to you one by one. Today we're going to start with one of the four, but I will show you all four, and I'll explain what I did and how I got decided what to paint and what not to paint. Because when you're out in the open air painting, there is so much information that sometimes you want to put it all in, and it's just too much, and it doesn't make for a good composition. So I'll explain to you how I eliminated certain things and included other things and changed things, but still captured the light and mood of the scene. So let's go and let's look at the paintings. First was Welcome to the Anvil restaurant. The Anvil was a beautiful place. Then this is Fishing at Boy Scout Park. And then I had Fiddlehead's Lantern, which, and my favorite painting was the covered bridge still standing. Now this is what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at Welcome to the Anvil. And as you can see, I will be showing you this painting in more detail and explain to you how I constructed it from the scene that I was sitting in front of. So that will give you a better understanding of how you go about attacking a scene. Now I'm going to see here. Here we go. I'm going to see if I can visualize that here for you. There we go. All right, now you can see I have a photograph, and it was taken a little bit out of proportion, but it really gave you a sense of what I was looking at, because that was the distance I was from what I was painting, because I was pretty much maybe 3 feet. I had quite a distance. So one of the things I realized is I wasn't going to put in all of this in the foreground. And so I ended up cropping that part in my mind. I use a little shape that's like a triangle shape of cardboard, and I look through that, and that helps me to decide what proportion. But I obviously can't do that for you, but I can do it with this photograph. Now, you can see that I have the roof lines here. I have a roof here, I have a roof here, and I have a roof here. But that's also, I have some more horizontals. I have a horizontal here, some more horizontals. So that was one of the major rhythmic patterns I had. Plus I had the verticals. I had a vertical here, and imaginary vertical here. I had the vertical on the end here. I had the verticals of this and other verticals. So I was attempting to create a rhythmic pattern using that. But the problem, as you can see, is the sky is so much bigger, and it really loses the focus. So if I cut it, you know, let's say if I take this and I eliminate these trees on top, which as you can see I did, but the distance between this point, this vertical, and this vertical is much smaller here in the photograph over here, in the photograph on the right of the painting. And I made a decision to shorten the distance between here and here. I shortened that. And I brought it down to, oh, maybe about here. That's where the roof, I had the roof ending. Maybe it was a little higher. But anyway, I still, even though I cut the painting down appreciably to about here, I still included the trees, but changed the size a little bit. I also got rid of some of the sky holes, the sky holes in the sky, and I pulled this in just a little bit more, just a little bit more. So I pulled this down there, pulled this up here, and I got pretty close to what I had, except I got rid of the sky holes. But that was how I went about deciding what was going to be the major shapes. Well, as I was, obviously you can see that I have some shadows that I actually put in here, and some more light to give it a little bit more shape and interest, because otherwise all of the light would be in one place. And I wanted to have the lights take you down and around and through, which is just the way it worked out. And so let's see if I can change that here. We're going to make this okay, we're gonna so I colored, I'm just sort of giving you an idea. So I put that in there. And this is just giving you a very base idea of how I designed that. Let's see if I want to change this. There. Let's see if I can make that a little bit bigger. But that kind of creates that light pattern that I really wanted. I also made the sky. Let's see if I can do this here. Oh, I think it was a little lighter than I made it here. And I'm just giving you a brief idea of what I did. So I created a light pattern And of course, you can see the difference in comparison of those two. The other thing that I did that was a little different is I made these more similar. This, I gave it a little more brown, but I still gave it pretty close similar value, and maybe made this a tiny tad darker. But that was pretty much how I created this scene and what I did. I'm looking at that here while I'm showing you how I did it. So let's go, and we're going to go back to the image, and each week I'm going to be giving you another painting and explain to you how I eliminated and how I changed it and created the design and why. And I also changed the umbrellas. So let's go back. If you enjoy learning about painting and techniques, especially eliminating in the open air images, material, you're going to see, and how to compose a painting. The next 4 sessions I'm going to be talking about that. So I hope you come back, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you, and have a great day. Remember to like and subscribe. That's so much appreciated. That way I can get more material out to you, and you can learn all the more, and all your friends can too. Please make comments too.